Hi, my name is Rene Holder-McLean-Ramirez. I am from Barbados, and my organization is Renaissance Enterprises. It's a human rights organization. We work with marginalized groups. That's included LGBTQ plus people. I've also in the past worked or was co-founder of an organization called Equals Barbados, and that is a LGBTQ plus organization that looks at taking care of health. And also, I was involved in the setting up of the ECADE, which is the Eastern Caribbean Alliance for Diversity and Equality. That's an umbrella organization in the Eastern Caribbean. So the general situation for LGBTQ plus rights in Barbados, we recently, so in 2020, cases filed to remove discriminatory laws that were on the books. These are colonial era laws that have been inherited in our constitution. And that was filed in 2020. In 2022, December 2022, we had a ruling, and that ruling said that those sections of the law were not valid and they were stricken down. And I would say in general, Barbados has a society that we kind of believe, or I would say is kind of like, they prefer not to have you seen, and that still happens. So there are some people that do face levels of violence. And when I say violence, violence can be from economic bullying to physical. But in general, we have, as I said, a society that prefers to believe that, as long as you're in your corner and not disturbing anybody else, then it should be fine. And I don't think that that's really how anyone should live as well. That is still not ideal. And we are working through it. We're trying as a group and when I say that, civil society organizations that deal with human rights to sensitize and educate. And that's where we are at right now. For us, building a relationship with media is important, and that means for civil society, gaining training and understanding of media, how to tell our own stories and how to share those stories and the formats that we can share those stories in a way that reaches people. So things like recently, we had media training with Kaleidoscope Trust, and I think that was very informative for the persons that attended of how best that they can actually format their stories and present their stories to the media public and media and public, as well as over the years there has been sensitization training of media houses of what stories can be very triggering or dangerous for community as well. And if you sensitize certain things, that sort of backlash that happens to community, why that happens, and how that endangers us as well as has been happening. And I actually like that we have had that engagement. I would add here actually, and this is for Kaleidoscope Trust, they have been very helpful with their grants and projects that they have done in this region. I hope to see a lot more of that. I have seen how for some of the civil society organizations, it has allowed them to capacity building and also to community reach. So I appreciate that Kaleidoscope Trust works with us and helps us as community trying to build and just survive sometimes, because really sometimes what it is just surviving. So some of the projects that we are allowed to do is just that, like, reaching community members and making sure they're okay and strengthening their resolve. So I'm thankful for that. And so that's inclusive of the media training, but it's inclusive of so much more that Kaleidoscope Trust has done with us in this region.